Hello YouTube, I want to talk about the movie Monster Hunter with Mia Jovovich. And I gotta say, I've never played the Monster Hunter games. Well, okay, that's not true. I played a little bit of Monster Hunter Rise, and I played the demo for the 3DS game. I think it was Monster Hunter Generations? Was it Monster Hunter 4? What was it called? It was one of the Monster Hunter games. I don't know. It was one of the 3DS Monster Hunter games. And, like I said, I played a little bit of the demo. I got the idea of what it was. You hunt monsters. And I played a little bit of Monster Hunter Rise. And I enjoyed Monster Hunter Rise. But I only, like I said, played a little bit. So, I don't really know that much of the lore of the monsters and stuff. And the monsters that I do remember, I only remember one that's in this movie. And none of the monsters from Rise are even in this movie. So, all the other monsters I have no clue about. But what's the story about this? It's about soldiers. Military soldiers. And the captain, played by the main lead, Captain Artemis, and she's with her team, and they're in the desert looking for another team that went missing. And they're trying to find them, and they found their tracks, but their tracks just disappear, and their vehicles are nowhere in sight. Like, the tracks just stop. And so they're like, that's weird. But then they see a storm coming in, and they're like, that's a storm. Maybe the enemies are hiding in the storm, and they're attacking through the storm. Until they're like, okay, we gotta go. Because if there's enemies in the storm, then we will be easily attacked. So they're trying to outrun the storm. And they get caught into the storm. And they are then teleported to the Monster Hunter world, where they meet the first monster, and I think it's called Diablos. I think it's called Diablos. And this monster goes through it can go into the sand and basically be like a trimmer from the movie Tremors. A graboid. So it just goes through, and I can't believe it called the graboids Tremors. I'm bothered by that. The movie's called Tremors. But the creatures are called graboids. Okay. So this monster, Diablos, is now hunting them down, and we meet a character from this world, who, in the beginning of the movie, we see this character's on a boat with his crew, in this Monster Hunter world, and Diablos attacks them, and he gets flew off the boat, because this boat can travel into the sand, because this world is just desert. It's a big desert. And so they're trying to, the guy from this world, which I don't know, Hunter, I'm gonna call him Hunter because the back of the box calls him Hunter. He's a mysterious hunter, and he's helping them from afar. Like, he's trying to stop the monster as well. And he tried to warn them. And so now the team getting killed one by one by this creature. And so they run into this cave area. And there's only 4 left, including the captain. And the sun goes down. While they're hiding, the monster leaves. And they're waiting just waiting. And then the sun goes down and giant spiders start attacking them. They basically kill them all, and they take the cabin into their hideout, their cave, their hive, and she is trying to escape because she finally wakes up from being poisoned, and she's trying to escape, and they're attacking her, and she finally gets out. And she finds this boat graveyard, I'm gonna call it, where a bunch of destroyed boats are everywhere. And she is then attacked by the hunter, the guy who I thought was trying to help them. And I was kind of confused by that, because like, I thought you were trying to help them. But they did shoot at him when they saw him. So maybe he realizes that maybe they're a threat. So again, the captain's the only one alive. Everyone else is dead. And she's now fighting this guy. This guy eventually gets the upper hand and knocks her out. And he takes her to his hideout. And he has her tied up. He starts taunting her by drinking water in front of her. And later on, we learn that the hunter guy, he does like a weird, I'm gonna say prayer. Has like these two little figures, which we find out is his these figures of his family, and he just wants to go back to them. Like, he wants to go back to his family, wants to go home, and eventually, him and the captain, like, they start fighting again, but eventually they realize that they're not each other's enemy. They're both on their side. Like, they're both on the same team. They just want to get home. And so the only way they can get home is by killing Diablos. And they have to kill one of the spider creatures to get a poison. And so the captain is now bait, and they do kill the spider, and they get the poison, and now they have to attack Diablos. And they succeed. At one point I was thinking, wait, is this Monster Hunter or Shadow of the Colossus? Because they climb on top of the monster and kill it, like stabbing it into its brain. So when they did that, the monster tries to throw them off, but he can't. And I was like, is this Shadow of the Colossus movie? As a little joke. And they kill the creature. And now they are traveling through the desert. And they find a jungle area. And this is where they meet this monster on the box. And the hunter guy finds his crew, which the leader is Ron Perlman. And he thinks that, again, the captain is a bad guy. So he knocks her out and puts her into the dungeon, and she escapes and meets the cook, which is a cat man. I've seen the cat creatures in the game. Like, they were in Monster Hunter Rise, so I kind of know what they are. Kind of. This world is still kind of confusing. But they are like, okay, we gotta destroy this tower, which is causing your world to cross into our world. Like, it's creating portals. So we have to go and destroy it. And she's like, okay, but I want to go home. I'm like, yes, we can help you out. And so they're now on a mission to go and destroy these towers. And they finally get there, and this creature is waiting for them. And so they're attacking them. And the captain, she is being attacked, and she jumps off the cliff, and it teleports her to our world. And then a group of military, they find her, and they're like, hey, we're here to help you. We've been looking for you. And they get her on the plane, the helicopter, and we think, okay, is this where the movie ends? most likely the monster's going to come out of the portal and attack them. And the monster does attack them. It attacks the helicopter. It attacks everyone. And the captain, she finally awakes because she was passed out when she returned. She was getting in and out of being awake. And she finally gets back up. And now she's going to attack the monster. And she does succeed at killing the monster, but then she thinks the monster's dead, but the monster gets back up, and Hunter is there. He kills the monster, and I think, okay, so he's going to teleport back into his world, and they're going to destroy the tower, but the captain is going to stay there, Captain Artemis. And then the portal opens up and another monster comes out and starts attacking them. And I go, wait, the movie's not over yet? We still got a movie to go? Oh. And so they're running towards them. I go, wait a second. This feels like a conclusion to a part 1. Is this, the movie's going to end, isn't it? And it's going to have a hook for a sequel. And so so they're running towards the monster, and then the title pops up and the credits start rolling. And I go, what the fuck? This is not how you should end a movie. I'm being serious. Like, it should have ended with her killing the monster and the people who from the other world who are trapped, who are on Earth, just go back into the portal and she stays there. But no, she goes with them and fights the monster, and it's basically like it's a sequel hook. It's like, yes, we're gonna have a sequel, and I gotta say, this movie did not make back its money, so it's most likely not getting a sequel. And I gotta say that I did enjoy the movie. I would have been much happier if the movie just ended the way I wanted it in, where it's with her staying on Earth and the people from the other world just go back into their world and the movie ends. But no, they want to do the Resident Evil thing and have her constantly be in the series, which I wouldn't mind, but they should have ended it where it isn't like an ending to a part 1. And then they have another scene after the credits where we see a mysterious hooded guy on top of the tower just watching them fight this monster. And you're like, who's that? And it's like, yes, we are going to save this for the sequel. And a part of me does kind of hope they make a sequel, because I would like to know what continues, and I would like to know what the hooded man was. But also, I don't think they should have ended the movie like that. I don't think they should have ended it. Because I was like, they can't end it like this. Like, there has to be a conclusion. But there's no conclusion. The movie just ends. There's no conclusion. And that bothers me. Because I know this movie's not going to get a sequel. It might get a sequel. I'll be surprised. But it did not make its money back. And I don't think it was ever going to, because of who's attached to this movie. Paul W.S. Anderson. People didn't like his Resident Evil movies. Do you really think they're going to like his Monster Hunter movie? Especially with a story about a person from our world teleporting into another world. Again, I like that storyline. I do like the storyline of a person teleporting into another world. But I don't think other people like that. And they probably even got like a lot of things wrong about the monsters. I don't know. I don't really know, because like I said, I'm not a Monster Hunter fan. But I was just like, what? They're going to end that movie just like that? So I kind of want a sequel to this, but it's not going to get one anytime soon. Because like I said, I did enjoy the movie until the last few seconds of it. I thought it was a fun movie. I thought it was a movie that has big monsters, huge effects, and non-stop action. When I saw that review on top of the box, I was like, that's not really, doesn't sound like a positive. It just sounds like it's mentioning what the movie has. Big monsters, huge effects, and non-stop action. But they also could say, but the movie is pretty badly written. They could say that in the review. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was an okay movie. I might watch it again in the future. Like, with me and the Resident Evil movies, I'm a big Resident Evil fan. And I do know a lot of things about Resident Evil. And so the Resident Evil movies, I like the first movie as a movie. Like, I think it's a genuinely good movie. And the sequels, I liked them as a guilty pleasure. They're badly written movies, and they even get their own, like, storyline wrong. Like, every time it continues, it always retcons and forgets an important plot element, and then they constantly keep on adding on. I don't know, the sequels are badly written. Like, they're badly written, but I like them as a guilty pleasure. I think they're just fun, mindless action movies. But as a Resident Evil movies, except the first one, I do like the first one, even though it does get some things wrong about the monsters and stuff. I could see that movie working as a movie that's in the universe of Resident Evil. But until they started throwing characters from the games and getting those characters completely wrong, I was like, this series is just terrible. But again, they're my guilty pleasures. And this movie is not, even though it's not a guilty pleasure of mine, I found it enjoyable to watch. I did like the action. So, I'd say, if you're not a Monster Hunter fan, you will most likely like it. If you are, I don't know if you'll like it, because I don't know what they get wrong in this movie. It's got people fighting monsters, so I don't know. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.